Hello, good morning, children. Welcome back to our class. In the last video, we started the civics chapter 1, the Indian Constitution. In that chapter, we discuss about the what is constitution and about the Nepal from monarchy converted to the democracy. And there was two stories about Om Prakash Valmiki and Mr. and Mr. Ansari. So let us proceed with the from the other part, that the constitution and the key features of the constitution. Yes, the Indian constitution key features. So it was started by the Indian national movement struggle, and we gain independence from the British rule after the several decade, that is more than 200 years. So under the British rule, they had been forced to obey the rules, and they had a very little role in making understood. So the long experience, whatever experience we gain for the authoritarian rule under the colonial stated, convinced Indian that free India should be democracy in every one should be treated equally and allowed to participate in the government. So for that, what they had, these people means the person, they have made a group, they had made a constitution assembly. What is constitution assembly? It is a body of leader, and this body of leader had a huge task framing the constitution of our country. Framing the constitution of India was not a very easy task, because India has a diverse population and many culture, language, region. So it was very difficult task in front of this people who framed the constitution. So this was done by one person, by the group of around 300 people who became the members of the Constituent Assembly in 1946, who met periodically for the next 3 years to write the Indian Constitution. In the last video, I told that our Constitution making Constitution, it took the 3 years to make our Constitution. 2 years, 11 months, 18 days. So approximately 3 years. So the members of the Constituent Assembly had a huge task before them. Why was this asked? There was a partition of the country. At the time, there was a partition of the country to India, and Pakistan was immense. Some of the princely states remain undecided about the future. Either they have to include, either they have to be separate. And moreover, there was a socio-economic condition of the vast people appeared for the dismissal. So what happened? This rose to occasion and gave a country a visionary documents. You know who was the uh, man behind this? Baba Saheb Ambedkar. He is known as the father of Indian Constitution. Why? Because he believed that participation in the Constituent Assembly helped the scheduled caste get some safeguard in the drafting the Constitution. So there are the many features they included in the Indian Constitution, because we have a diverse concern, unity, socio-economic reforms, and representation that the authors of the documents were grappling with it. Understood? Come on, children. We are going to learn about federalism. Existence of more than one level of government in the country, or two or more than two: central government, state government, local government, whole country we have got, that is central government or union government. In each state we have different government. They can be MLA, then this is the second level government. If you come down, that is local government. So local government means Panchayati Raj, that is a local one government. You understood? Three level of government. So when power is shared in different level of government, whole country decision is taken by central government in state, state government, and district, state government to state government, and district in local government. So we are diluted or dividing the power, divided the power. So this is called the federalism. Why we need federalism? India is a vast country with the different diversities, communities, religion, language, and culture. So all this diverse group is was very compulsory to have a federalism. So how can a single person or the level of government can govern all the communities? So example, in our school, principal is managing, she can't manage whole school, so she divided the school into the primary, upper primary, secondary, and higher secondary. So if we divide the power, administration will run smooth. So in federalism also, we divided the country, so this multiple level of government we found in federalism. So here state power is divided into central, state and local. This is the three level of government. If we talk about India, in India federalism, state enjoys autonomy in exercising power. At the same time, they follow the laws of the central government. They have to follow the laws of the central government. Now, state have own power which they enjoy. They do according to them, they themselves. So we have given power to state government from central government. Power is reached to state government. So same time they follow the laws of central government. Understood? So now next, constitution contain lists that specify the law making power of each tier. That is three tier system. What is the three tier system? Central government, state government and local government. This is called three tier system. What is tier? Level of government is called tier. So we have three tier system. That is central, state and local. Constitution tells that who makes the laws. What central government makes laws, or state government make laws and local government make laws in which issues. So we have benefited with different levels making different laws, that we don't have any conflicts with the due to the federalism, due to the level of the government. So that's why it is easy for us in making laws. So here is an example. Union list. In this laws they have the three list: union list, state list and concurrent list. Constitution has given these three lists. So all these three lists they have been written by the with the different subjects. For example, union list have foreign affairs, state list agriculture and internal trade, concurrent list education. Both this concurrent list by the both central and the state government will make it. So these three are the list specify the law making power of each tier. It also specifies the source of money for each tier system of the government needs, from where the money comes. So from where we get the money. For example, GST, there is a central GST and as well as the state GST responsible for both central and state. Central government knows how much money he will get from where, and state government knows how much money that get from the where, so that there is no conflict between money and law. So constitution has specified the laws. So under federalism, the states are not merely agent of the federal government but draw their authority from the constitution as well. So state government power from the given from the constitution. Understood? State government is not under the central government. State government is below the central government, and state government is not the agent of the central government, as you know well. So state government got power, so they got the authority from the constitution. So we understood about federalism. What we learn in federalism is the basic is more than one level of government. So this is called federalism structure. So I hope you understood about the federalism. In next video, we are going to learn about next features. Children, hope you understand the feature of federalism. In next video we are going to learn about the other features of the federalism. Till then, goodbye, have a nice day.